Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Rod Owens, High Priority Lawn Care. Thank you for watching this video. Listen, here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about when you have more than one incident with the same customer, meaning more than one incident within, let's say, 1 month period. If you're having more than one incident within a 1 month period with the same customer, this is how you got to look at it, right? This is how I look at it. Now you can make your own. You can take what I'm saying and make your own way about it. But this is how I look at it. This is how I handle those type of situations, because they're gonna arise. They will happen. Those type of things are gonna happen. You're not gonna have it always easy. It's not just gonna be a good time out there cutting grass. You're gonna have incidents that's gonna happen. I mean, it's just the way it is. But number one, hopefully you got insurance if you're running a lawn care or landscaping company. Hopefully you have insurance, because when things happen, you need to be able to cover it. And sometimes you don't want to come off that type of cash, because you need operational money that's, to keep your day-to-day operations going. So you may not be able to come out of your pocket for it. And you shouldn't. That's what you're paying insurance for, so they can handle all of that. Because if you're running you have a lot of customers and you're taking care of a lot of yards, a lot of things can happen within a week. A lot of things can happen within a day, to be honest with you. But anyway, let me get into what I want to talk about. And when you have more than one incident with the same customer. Now, this is by no means me saying something about the customer. I'm not saying anything bad about the customer. I'm just telling you, if you are running a lawn care company or thinking about getting into lawn care, or if you are a customer, I just want you to see this side of it that you may not see. So here's what I say. Um, if if you have a customer and you have three or more incidents in a short period of time, you're gonna have to reconsider what's going on. You're gonna have to consider that. And what I mean by considering what's going on, you're gonna have to say to yourself, okay, we have had three incidents here. And it may be something that you did not do intentional, which most of the time you didn't mean to do it. It was an accident. Like, for example, something that I have dealt with in my company is we had a situation where um, the customer had put out an azalea plant. And like I say, this is the customer can do what they want. This is their house, their home. They can plant what they want, where they want. I'm not talking bad about the customer, because the customer is a good customer. They're a nice customer. We don't have any problems. We get along just fine, right? I think I had them for like 4 years, 4 or 5 years. I don't remember exactly, but something like that. So the customer planted an azalea, but see the places they planted it at was, for us as lawn care, not for them. For the customer, it made sense, but for us as lawn care people, it was kind of in a weird spot. Okay, but I'm not gonna get into all of that. I'm gonna just say it was in a weird spot because it was. But in that area over there, you can't see it. If you're standing out in the yard and looking over there at that area, you can't see it, because there's a ramp that goes down from that, like a handicap ramp that goes down, and it blocks the view of that azalea plant. And the azalea plant was very small. Now over that side, weeds and grass grows up over in that area pretty good. So if you don't specifically mark that area, it can get mixed up in the weeds, right? I would say it that way. Um, and I didn't see this happen. I didn't see this happen, but my weed eating guy, he was weeding the area. He's weeded this yard many, many times, and he's weeded the area many, many times. So I don't know what happened. All I know is I get a phone call saying it's gone. So obviously he cut it down. But I'm sure that he wouldn't intentionally cut down an azalea plant. Now, this is what I will say: if you are if you are a person who looks for lawn care service, here's what I want you to realize before I carry on with the story. I need you to understand that sometimes The people that's hired to cut the grass, they may not necessarily know what every single type of plant is. Most lawn care companies, the people that work there don't know every type of plant. They may know what some plants look like, but they don't know all types of plants. I don't think anybody that's working in lawn care can sit there and name every single plant they see, or even know if everything they see is a plant versus a weed, or versus something that grow that is not, versus they wouldn't necessarily know if that's a plant or a weed. That's how it goes. There are some, that's just the way it is. Okay, I hope you can understand that. Well, you might say, well, they should know. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. You should know. You should know the difference between a plant and a weed. I would agree with you. But when you plant something small, sometimes when it's growing up and you got weeds around it, it's hard to see and tell that that's a plant in there when you're out there cutting grass. I mean, I'm not trying to take up for my guys, and I'm not trying to beat down the customer. I'm just saying sometimes it's just difficult when you out there doing your job. But anyway, so the ramp comes down and it sits over on that side. So my guy go in there to clean that area up. And while he was over there, obviously he cut it. Man, I get the phone call. Now this was the third incident. We had 2 other incidents prior to this. Okay, I'm not getting into that, but we had 2 other situations happen, and then this one. Now I don't have a problem with the customer. The customer don't have a problem with me. We had a conversation. We talked about it. I'm gonna replace it because that's just what I do. I replace things that that I'm responsible, that my employees are responsible for messing up. I replace them. That's just the way it is, right? But me and the customer, we didn't ever have no problems. He didn't call me angry. He didn't call me fussing. He didn't call me anything like that. He called me and we talked to each other respectfully because we don't have no problems. It was just one of them things. But what I decided to do, since we've had those incidents back to back to back, I realized that we're spiraling down into a position where it's going to make it hard for us in the future. Meaning, every time something happens, if it happens around the time we service that yard, it could seem like we did it because we've already had 3 incidents that happened in less than a month. So what I decided to do was, and I told that customer I have no hard feelings towards you, and the customer didn't have no hard feelings towards me. We had a good conversation about it. And I said, well, I think that it's time that you look for another company to give them a clean slate because we've had 3 incidents with you. Because now we've got to a place where anything that go down, it's going to seem like it was us. Now, I'm not telling you to do that. It's just an idea. It's just something to think about. When you start having these multiple incidents that close together, you probably want to let that customer go and let that customer find somebody else to give them a clean slate with somebody else. Because their views of you at that point have changed. Even though they're not mad with you, even though you're not mad with them, but your views, the way they view the situation has changed. And you can't allow yourself as a company to get in that type of situation and have that type of eyes on you about everything. There's some things that may not be your fault, but you're gonna get the blame for it once it's happening this much. So you got to break away. So I told him, I said, hey, we just gonna let you go. You can find somebody else to come out and do your yard. And he was like, well, okay, yeah, okay, maybe so. That's it sounds good. He didn't want to let us go because we do such good work, but it was just the best thing that could happen. And then he said, oh, we'll just call this. We'll just take a break, and we'll call you back next season. And I believe he will call us back next season. I really do, because everything was good. So we parted on a good note. No hard feelings. I'm gonna go and get another azalea. I'm gonna go out there and plant it for him and all of that good stuff. So it's no hard feelings. We don't get into. We didn't break away like angry and mad. There's no point in doing all of that. It's not necessary. We all adults. We can talk like adults, and we can handle business like adults. So that's just how I think it should be done. You may say different. If you feel differently about it and you think differently about it, leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Give me some ideas on maybe how I could better deal with it with other situations that we may have. But as far as I'm concerned, with 3 incidents in a row in that short period of time, it's time we separate and give somebody else a clean slate and let them deal with, go deal with somebody else for a little while, and we just break away, because now we got ourselves in a position where no matter what goes on, it looks like we're the ones who did it. So anyway, you can do it, your way, but please share with me something that let me know, if give me some other ideas of a better way to handle that situation. I'm all for taking other people's advice and running through my mind and see what it is. But hey, man, it's all good, man. Another good day. We did what we had to do. We took care of business. Had some little hiccups here and there, but that's part of the business. That's what we signed up for, right? That's how it is. You make mistakes, cut down plants that you shouldn't. But hey, we live to fight another day, right? Today was a good day. It's a blessing to be alive. It's a blessing to keep living. It's a blessing to get out here and do what we got to do. All right, now, y'all take care. I'll talk to y'all later.